So over the last lectures, we learned a lot about Redux Saga. There's always more you can learn, but here are a couple of nice things I want to share with you. Let's start in the off.js file. Here we, for example, access local storage. And I used yield here, even though technically this is asynchronous code, we don't need to wait for it. Now, one thing you can do here is you can use another helper method or function Redux Saga provides you with. You can import it from Redux Saga effects and it's called call. Call is a function which allows you to call some function on some object. So you could rewrite this line here, where we remove the item, by executing yield call and then as a first argument pass an array where the first element is local storage. But now don't call remove item, but instead as a second element, pass the function you want to execute on it. So remove item, written exactly as it is down here. Now you can pass a second argument to the call function, and these can be arguments you would pass to remove item. So in this case, the token. Now you might wonder what the advantage of this is. After all, it's longer than before, right? Well, this actually makes your generators testable because you can easily mock this and not really execute this code, whilst you always need to execute it down there. So you can use call here all over the place to also remove expiration date and user ID. That allows you to get rid of that. So now we got the same effect as before, but with the call function. And you can use call wherever you use some object and call something, including Axios, of course, or these local storage calls. So I'm not replacing it everywhere, but you can do it. And if you want to test generators, you should do it. Now, let me prove you that it still works by saving this. And now let's go back to the application and reload. Let's click log out and inspect our application tab. And you see everything was deleted from local storage still. So this works now with the call function. Now there's one other thing you can do with it in the index.js file. Here we have all our yields to set up our various watchers or our various sagas we want to execute on different actions. Here we can import all, another nice function. In watch off we can now yield all and there pass an array of all the actions we want to yield. And there I will now copy all these functions here. However, remove the yield keyword in there. Remove that Y and replace these semicolons with colons, with commas. And now with that, if we save this and I reload my application, if we inspect the Redux developer tools, it'll still work as before. So all our watch-related, auth-related watchers are still working, but with all, they are actually run concurrently. Now here this doesn't matter at all because when we yielded them after each other, it didn't pause anyways because it were synchronous tasks. But you can not only use it here when setting up the watchers, you can use it anywhere. For example, if you have these three calls here, you could execute them simultaneously with the all by wrapping it. However, these alls are synchronous. But if you have, for example, two Axios requests and you want to run them simultaneously, you can use all to do just that. So all is another nice option if you want to run multiple generators or multiple tasks, don't have to be generators, multiple tasks simultaneously. Again, you could use it for the other watchers too. It's not really required here though. One other thing I want to show, we always use take every, which can really be translated as this. Take every action of this type and execute this saga. Now in our application, this behavior is all right. But what if you actually just wanted to have one of this saga run at any time? So for example, if the user hammers the purchase burger button, we maybe only always want to use the latest click. That is why besides take every, we can also use take latest. And if we use that here on purchase burger, take latest will automatically cancel any ongoing executions of purchase burger saga and always only execute the latest one. So that's another nice addition which you might need from time to time to make sure that only one of these processes here is going on at a time. With take every, it will execute fetch order saga whenever this action type is detected. With take latest, it won't. And there is more. Here I'm on the official page, redux-saga.js.org. And there you can also find an API reference with all the functions it exposes. Now this looks like a lot, but you probably don't ever need most of them. You can also dive into some advanced concepts on this documentation here, or go through the basics again in case something is unclear after going through this module. In its core, the whole idea behind Redux Saga really is to make sure your action creators are lean, that you don't run any side effects in there, but that you instead handle these side effects in your sagas. That you have one place where you have all the side effects and one place where you have all the actions, and that you don't mix that. That's the idea. As I just mentioned, feel free to dive deeper here in the official documentation and play around with it. I hope that our little refactoring of the course project helped you dive into Redux Saga and that it's much clearer what you can use it for and that you definitely can consider it for your next project.